Hello guys, Sophie here from SU21, and today I bring you a gaming video. I am here on a new save that I started today on a game called CityBus Manager. Now, I have many friends who play this game. I'll link some in the description for those of you that want to check it out. And to give you an idea of what this game is, it is in the title really. You are a person, you're like the manager of a bus company. You make your own bus company. You you can see you got your own little depot here. You can make your buses, you know, have some upkeep of said buses. It's a really fun, interesting game for transport enthusiasts like myself. So I'm going to show you uh, a bit of how I would play this type of game. And I've started a new save in Kent, okay? So this is the area known as Thanet. You have got Margate up here, Ramsgate, Broadstairs. Uh, this is where my depot is, right in the middle. You see, I already have my first route. I will go over that in a little second. I just want to give an explanation about why I've chosen this area. I have many other saves before this. The reason why I've chosen this save to go onto my YouTube channel is because it's kind of a bit of an ancestral home for me. I have family members on my dad's side, a lot of them who were born in this area in like Margate, Ramsgate, or lived at that point. My dad spent a few years of his childhood in Margate. It's an area that I've never been myself, but I would like to go to one day. And I always find it's a bit interesting how it kind of just juts out on the east of England, and it's kind of lots of these little towns, seaside towns around the coast, and I think it's quite interesting, really. Um, my first route, as you can see, is based around this area of Westwood, which is mainly just a big shopping complex, really. But as you can see, the depot where I've put it is actually where the stagecoach depot is for this area in real life. So I was trying to make it a little bit realistic with where I've put it. Um, but I won't necessarily be sticking to those routes in real life because, as I said, I've not been there. I don't really know much going on there, apart from it's run by Stagecoach, and they used to have a route called the Triangle, which kind of goes like between Margate, Broadstairs, Ramsgate in like a triangle shape, something like that. I think maybe it went down to Canterbury, but that's like down here. Um, as you can see, I do have a little bit more areas around here as well that are available, but I do want to focus on this area particularly first for the first few episodes, just getting some roots around and kind of just getting familiar with the area is kind of the best thing to do there. Now, with this first route, it is the number 10. It starts at a little village called Manston. I thought for the first route, I would not have something that's too built up, you know, something like Ramsgate to Westwood or Broadstairs or whatever. I feel like it has to be a little bit. I wanted to start kind of a little easier, you know, especially early on in the save. You're not, you know, we don't have much money. We're not going to be able to buy these huge big buses. I feel like it was just a little bit easier to kind of start small, build your way up. Okay, and it goes through here. It does skirt the outskirts of Ramsgate here, uh, and then like Stirling Way. There's a little bit of that, the very outskirts there, but it goes up here, then through this area. Again, it's lots of shops. There's some residential parts as well, but it's mainly like this kind of shopping district. You past like the Travelodge here. You got big stop at the Sainsbury's, which was already there, so I decided to incorporate that. Then into Westwood Cross Shopping Centre, which is this area here. Now in real life there are two stops, so I have kind of implemented that. I go one direction. Going north, it stops at stop B. Going south, it stop A. Then Westwood Gateway. Then up through some of the more residential areas, and the last stop is here in Westwood Industrial Estate. And I've given just this area as a little turnaround. It's not quite like that in real life. Maybe not something you would turn around, but I feel like that was the best space to put it in game instead of it doing a 3-point turn in what could be a dangerous area with lots of trucks and that type of thing. So that is the first route that I have made. But I've not activated it yet, so I decided to wait until now. Okay, this is number 10, and as you can see, I do have 2 buses I've bought to go with it. 2 E200s, 8.9mm, both second hand, and I will need to get some numbers for this license plate. Now, I know the Kent kind of license plate code is G, so I'm going to use that for now. And I'm just going to do W because we are in the Westwood Depot, and give it arbitrary number from around the days of the E200s. Obviously that is quite a large range, but I'm thinking because it's second hand, it's got lots of mileage on both. I'm going to take one of the earlier ones, so I'm going to give it an 07, and the kind of the 3 random letters I will then give it to anything really. It's just whatever comes to my head. So I will go for FRA, and then with this one I'm going to give it the same 4 code at the beginning, and then I'm just going to do LPE. It don't really correspond to anything in real life, but I thought it's a little bit better to have that there whilst I do not like actual new buses, new batches. It doesn't really matter really what the license plates are, what order they're in, etc. So just clean these up a little bit, and then also what we're going to do, see here, this is the kind of name of the bus company. It's Miners Southeast. Obviously my name is G Minor, and then Southeast is the southeast of England. I mainly do this because I've got other states in other parts of the world which I kind of want to have as a overall brand. So I've got a save that is currently based out of Reading, which can be Miners Thameside. I've got one in Mid Wales and Shrewsbury, so I have one that is Miners Cymru, and then Miners Shropshire, or maybe Miners West Midlands potentially if I decide to go further east into Birmingham with that. I also have one in Cornwall, so that would be Miners Kerno. Just putting some options really out there, but those are more personal saves, so it doesn't really, not really in the spirit of it to really dwell on that here. So I'm just going to add the destination displays, minus southeast and MSE, and then fleet numbers. They're just going to have an arbitrary spares kind of number really, which is going to be 998 and 999. So as you can see, these are how they are looking. Obviously these are just the kind of templates, you know, what they've been given in real life. Well, not in real life, but in this game, their paint schemes. I think eventually I'll probably create a spares livery for them, or even incorporate it into a livery later on. But as for now, I don't really see the need for them to be repainted, especially as early on in the save. And you see I've So I've got, these are my actual buildings here. I do have, so these here, I don't actually have a paint room yet because I feel like, I said I don't really need one at the moment. Obviously I could put one in eventually, but for now I'm kind of fine with just these two as they are. And now, since I got these two buses ready, I am ready to activate this route. So, now, we're going to fast forward until, yes, just until, this can't be fast forward quite yet, but I will just wait for these buses to be fully ready for service, and then I can start the new day. So, here we are. Our first bus of the day will go to 999. Now this route is really a very short route, and as such it doesn't actually need much in it. You see there's only one bus needed every hour, and it's only connecting to a small village and a small suburb of Ramsgate. It's only an hourly service. I thought try to be a little bit fair with it. I don't want to give it like awful service because I feel like that would be a bad impression. But as you can see, very plain, very kind of simple routing. I'll probably give it a break anyway. It doesn't really matter because it won't really lose time, but just to be on the safe side. And when that bus goes into service, it should be in a few minutes in game. There he is. And I'll be able to see if he's got the route on there. There we are. And you see it is a little bit, goes over the 10 there just because it is a bit of a long name. I could potentially see about giving it a better name, but I thought it'd be a bit nicer to just have it something like that, where at least it looks kind of like a bus route would. So, that is the number 10. Let's go onto the map and see how it fares on its first day in service. So, as you see, it is starting all the way down in Manston. Maybe in future I think I could probably make the first service start from the shopping centre, since it's around the corner from the depot, but I feel like I just want to see how this goes on this first day, and then maybe at the end I can just tweak it a little bit to add those extra services in to make it a little more realistic and a little bit more better for where that depot actually is. So, we are starting with the number 10. I'm not expecting too many passengers, but hopefully we can build up a few trophies by the end of day 1. So, only for a few minutes, so let's just wait. Oh, someone's already on. Good to see. 2 people looking like it. Yep, 2 people on there from Manston. 2 extra people. Okay, it get a little bit more as it comes to the edge of Ramsgate. Not bad, not bad. So we'll get a little bit more once it gets to centre. People going into work in the shopping centre. Not too much changes, but obviously it is still early on. I did give it a few minutes to wait, and it's looking like the bus will be empty by here, but I feel like that's a pretty good run for the first ever route. Now, obviously here it does go around and back. Maybe it should have maybe done that before at the end of the journey, but it's something that can be done off camera if needs be. But yeah, I think this is really strong first service, especially because it's not strictly at rush hour either. I think I'm pretty happy with how this is going. And when this journey ends, we can see how many passengers and tickets. It should be both done, I think. Yep, all the listed passengers. 50 passengers, although 12 tickets being sold. I'm thinking maybe that might. I'm not sure if that's meant to be a dual carriageway there. I'll just have to check that. Because if not, I don't want the bus going on the wrong way around the roundabout. But from Google Maps, it looks like that isn't the case. I'm not exactly sure what is going on here, but it looks like they've just pulled a roundabout out of nowhere. But it looks like, looking at street view, it looks like they are doing some kind of building work here. So, this is October 2024, so maybe it's been updated, as in like brand new now, which would be pretty cool if it is, but as I said, it's not really something I'm looking at the moment. So, and there is the 20 tickets gone. And now, I think it might be time to make use of that other bus. And maybe get another bus to go by creating another route. So, I think what I should do, looking, maybe, I think, yeah. What, I'm trying to, maybe like run this way, maybe through here, down here, maybe end it somewhere here. I'm not sure exactly what this is. It'll be interesting to have a look. We got Manson here. Spitfire and Hurricane Memorial Museum. RAF Manson. Okay. So this seems to be an old RAF site. But there are some houses here, and there is a bus that goes through here in real life, the 48. The 48A. There's a place called Minster, but I'm not sure if that's quite on the map yet. I think that's here. Obviously that's just a bit off. Probably won't get up to there. Maybe I don't do that. Maybe I could try maybe a more local route to somewhere. Let's see. Hmm. Maybe. I'll probably just edit this bit out, I think. But I'm trying to think where would be the best place to go. Maybe, well, maybe I go down here to Cliff's End because it's got Thanet Park, right? years. Okay. Okay, so I have made my decision. Oh, first of all, let's just sign this bus. I am going to go from Westwood Shopping Centre. I'm going to follow this route past the Sainsbury's, and then going that way around. I'm going to go through here, down this road. I'm going to go straight down. I'm going to cut through here, through this little area, which doesn't really have a name from the looks of it on Google Maps, but there's some what looks like quite a new housing development over here. Go down to Cliff's End, and then try and surf Thanet Parkway as well. I might have to go a different way because this area doesn't actually connect to Thanet Parkway. So maybe I could potentially go this way around, then cut through, but it seems a bit of a faff to kind of get around this because it is a dual carriageway. So I'm thinking I could just see if I can get a bus around here because it's in the circumference and just have a service to Thanet Parkway another time. I felt like it would still it'd be better to serve the actual town, the Cliffs End, more than specifically serving Thanet Parkway. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use the number 11, and I am going to build this route. So you can see we're going to start by going south, so we're going to start at stop A, which is the southbound stop, and then Westwood Sainsbury's. Go down here. I don't know if there really is much down here to really serve. It seems to be a lot of like new developments. I think I'll stop here just before this roundabout. I'm not going to name it after the school. I'm going to say Sprackling Drive, which seems to be the name of this road here, with which has some new build houses there. I think I might actually go this way first. Now, oh, that's maybe that's not a good idea. It looks like, yeah, I don't think that is a through road. That goes through like the school grounds. I probably won't bother with that. I think I'll just stick to the original plan. Stirling Way. There's Spratling Lane, which is quite confusing. They're very similar names. Spratling Lane. And then instead, I'm going to the left. I am going to go down this way now. Looking further down, again, there's not really much here. I'm going to probably just stop here at Canterbury Road West. There's a bit of a weird way to go, but that is not too bad. There's not really much here to really serve, but looks to be some like water treatment plant. So I'm just gonna say name that as water treatment plant, and then go into this area north of Cliff's End. I think I'll probably go here, Arundel Road, then down to Clive Road. I think that kind of gets it all in capacity, and then from that, or no, I think because it'd be easier to kind of just go straight up. I think I'm actually gonna do it here instead and just go straight down. To get the still takes it all in. Then we're gonna go through Cliff's End. So I think you have one stop in the middle. That's at Nicholas Drive. Nicholas Inn. Nicholas Drive. And then we're gonna have a sportsman. I think maybe not there. I still don't really serve. I still want to get near the Thanet Parkway. So I think I may have a stop here, just to make sure I'm serving it. And then I can continue on here, stop at the Viking ship, then Meverell Avenue, and then back to Greystones Road. And then I think on the way back, I'll do Clive Road, or no, I'll do Clive Road there. Then Arundel Road, double way on the water treatment plant, Spratling Lane, Stirling Way, Spratling Drive on the south side, Spratling Drive, then Westwood Sainsbury's, and ending up at Westwood Cross Shopping Centre, stop B. But I think maybe try and make sure then it gets to A. Or could I leave it at that? I might be able to leave it at that. Again, okay, doesn't need just the one bus. It actually has less need for passengers, interestingly. So we're going to start it at 5:30 up to probably could get away with 8:30, to be honest. I think you realise that probably have more passengers because of the link between the Westwood Cross Shopping Centre and Thanet Parkway, or at least Cliff's End, but the game likes to kind of do this type of thing. It's a bit weird at times with it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this there. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Copy that there. And then the route is Westwood Cross to Cliff's End. I'll do Westwood X to Cliff's End. And that is our second route. what I'm going to do, I'm going to supplement this by purchasing one more bus. Okay, we do have one more MMC, not MMC, E200. Should go up here. I'm going to get a bit of repair on this. Well, this one is actually not too bad. Probably decline. And then successfully. Oh, there we go. Has YWA, or no, YWX, I think. Would be here. We have the fleet number 1000, maybe, or I might just do 997, and I'll just rework it a little bit. I can go there, and then when 998 comes back, well, I could probably do this now actually. Depot parking space there, and then minus southeast, MSE, and then what I can do now is I can activate this route. Assign this this bus here. Get a bit of clean on inside before it goes out, and we're able to see that final service, how that fares. Now obviously I can't do this at my current bus company size, 312 passengers per hour during rush hour. I cannot do that. Although if that is the case, that will not help with my connection to Thanet Parkway. But that is okay. We're going to see how this bus fares. This one again. And we're going to wait to see how this happens. You can see this is the number 11 Cliffs End Nicholas Drive. And that is going to go off to Westwood Cross Shopping Centre, and do have a little bit of a while before it makes its first journey, and at that point we can see how this journey goes. Go to the end of the day, and that will be the end of this here video. So it does kind of collect. You can see that the 10 from Manston does arrive in Westwood Cross around the time where number 11 comes in. Obviously, if I was a similar route, so it wouldn't really be that much of a connection at that point, but at least know it's there. Not many people using it at the moment, but they did say it wasn't expected to have a big usage, and I just noticed that. That's not good at all. I don't like that. I'm not sure why that's going backwards. That will have to be sorted out. Otherwise that is going to frustrate me greatly. So as a sportsman, so we're going to give a waypoint to here. That's a lot better. Right. Yeah, that bus has not had any passengers yet, which I am surprised at, but it is late in the day, so the shop might be closed by now. There's some coming in though, so that's good. And obviously now that's out of service, and we're just going to wait for the final Marston service of the day to take place. I think it's safe to say that's been a much more successful route. in terms of passenger numbers. But ooh, especially this one, 25 going into the shopping centre. It's quite late on, but I'm sure there's probably stuff open at that time. And it is out of service. So, what we're going to do, we are going to see any buses need doing up. Do some refueling. And then what I'm going to do to end this video out is I'm going to slightly edit the timetable and have Monday to Sunday first service, which, as I mentioned earlier, is going to start at Westwood Cross Shopping Centre on the not. Should I do it that way? I think I yeah, I think it would be fair to just do it up to Westwood Industrial Estate. And now I would like to see when, so, oh sorry, actually no, I think I will extend it. I'll put it all the way down, just so it can then meet up and create the first service of the day from Munson. So I need to change that. So to leave it a little bit earlier. Do 4:10, 4:50, which I know is quite early, but you never know. Obviously, then it links up to create the Munson St. Catherine service from there. And then also I need a last one from Munson St. Catherine's sometime after 9:53. So I'm going to do final service of the day and remove these final stops and end it at the shopping centre, and that will be at 21:53, so if we do it at 10 PM. Also, you can show you the episode. Then we need a break after the tour. Local shopping centre, Munson St. Catherine's. Two-minute stop there. 2 minutes stop there. Just pick up any stragglers. 2 minutes stop the industrial estate. Minute stop. So that should be pretty good, I think. And of course, with Westwood Cross being as it is, since it starts and ends at Westwood Cross, I'm not really going to edit that at all. I think I might make it so it says a bit more about the barrier, just in case it might be good for it to pick up a few more passengers. But I think that is it for today's video. Ah yes, still needs to be cleaned and go for fuel. So I hope you enjoyed this first video of CityBus Manager. Hopefully there'll be more to come in the future. As I said, there are links to my friends' videos on this game in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one. Remember to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you later. Bye.